Well, it is 3 in the morning. We are leaving Ohio. We're driving out to Illinois. Going to visit a friend of mine out here, Chris Brackett. Just picked up a personal farm. Not sure the acreage, I think like 80 acres. But it's got, I guess, some really nice timber on it. So with that, we're going to go out. We're going to get a timber tax basis done. That way, if he decides to end up cutting the timber, it's going to eliminate a huge chunk of taxes, depending on what he'd be getting out of the timber. And then, as well as looking at, what he's got, at a minimum, giving him an idea of what his timber is worth. But we may also look at options for cutting it. As well as, we may end up marking the timber while we're out there. So, should be fun. I always am up for a road trip. Should be a good time. Looking forward to hanging at his Airbnb. Sounds like we're going to do a little of trout fishing tonight, so that should be fun. I'm excited for this one. So, catch you up when we get out there. Oh yeah.
Took that for a year and a half old. You know what? That's a good little.
Yeah, buddy.
He's got that. He's got them 8-line jeans. It'll be a super mega. Cloth this right here. Little clover. Still clover runway. So even when they're not eating beans and they gotta go around the top of this, that blind's right there. They gotta roll the top. They gotta roll the top. You wouldn't believe when you give them just a little clover guy right here, the amount of traffic where they're paying attention down here. You got them. It feels like it's a long ways away, but if you can get
No, it's not.
45 yards,
Yeah.
they're broadside without paying attention and they're looking at the girls, I'd rather have that than 20 yards while high alert. Pretty cool how they just roll around that corner. And then I'm actually going to extend that. So this is going to be frosty. Got apples, pears, plums. And then I'm going to come out here and I'm going to give me about another 6 or 7 feet right here. And then this is going to be straight alfalfa. So raspberry alfalfa, gold fever clover here, and then just keep this flow. If they want beans, they can go out. If they want corn, they can go out. And everything will just keep training. I mean, they're already trained from being young. We just want them to get older. So what we're looking for is I try to call it match the hat. I want to match what they already prefer. So no matter what day it is, no matter what time of year, I'm a October through January, same style out there away from them, letting them do their deer thing, right? Look at this stuff. It's got greenbriers in it. It's got old cattle fencing, barbed wire in it. It's got trees that fell on its own. He's got little saplings. And this is the only place that I ever see from the stands down that way in this big open timber. This is the only place with all this little understory and the tops. That's the only place that they want to bet. Like you can kind of see it, and you see the rubs in there, and you see all that stuff in it. And when we flip this camera around, we're going to show you the absolute opposite. And we have to try to figure out how to get our timber to match that hatch, and then that is always our goal. So picture this, all this little growth. It's getting sunlight southeast in the morning, and then flip this way, and wide open. Wide open. We've only got one big tree down here, one big tree down there. Just those couple of trees that are down will still probably have a bed by them, but it's wide open. And the further we go, here's a big bed. This bed's used over and over by different deer. I'm not the guy that's like, that's a big buck bed. That's a deer bed, and they all like to use it because it's already matted down. But all of these little trees can grow as soon as we get rid of these big trunks. Because if I want to be secure, this is not where I'm going to feel secure in this opening. Big black. Big black. We got reds in here.
Red oaks, cherries, maples.
Nothing good. My deer would rather eat everything else I provided for them than to be in here eating red and acorns and stuff that they don't care about it. No woody browse in here. The only thing this is good for is for us to make better habitat. Here.
Yep.
Good piece, man. Hopefully
It's a good walnut. Smaller one there. Yeah, stand up beside that thing for reference. Chris is not a small dude. He's a big man. He's bigger than he looks in the videos.
Big as a 270 guy. 6'1". Big log.
Take those.
I don't know if we don't cut that whole hillside.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're on Chris's brand new piece, just closed, and we're in here getting timber tax basis done. Super important to get these done if you've got any kind of timber on the property when you buy it, and especially if you ever plan to timber it, even if it, even if the timber needs another 5 years to really be ready. Getting them done right away is super important. The power of a timber tax basis is you're separating out that value of the timber at the time of purchase of the property from the property value. So a pretty common scenario that I see in Ohio, you may have spent $400,000 on a property. You may have $100,000 of total timber value on that property. And so your new basis in the land portion is $300,000. And so you actually paid $100,000 for that timber, and thus you won't pay any taxes on a timber sale until you go over that amount. An example that I often give somebody is if you buy a piece of property, whether it's rental or whatever it is, and you pay $100,000 for it, a year later you sell it for $100,000. You're not going to pay any taxes on that sale. You didn't make any money. The same is true for the timber. When you buy this property, you essentially in that scenario paid $100,000 for that timber. You can harvest up to that $100,000 without ever triggering a gain. You're just choosing to not cut all of it at once. And so in most scenarios, what I see when you're buying a property with pretty mature timber, you can get 1 to 2 harvests out of that without ever actually hitting your basis. This is super powerful. I have clients that have harvested $250,000 of timber off their properties and not had to pay a dime in taxes. That is huge. Obviously, you need to be working with a good CPA that knows what they're doing, but yeah, it's pretty powerful. So we're getting that done for Chris here. He's got a fantastic property here in Illinois. A lot of walnut on it, which is good. A lot of value there. And particular here in Illinois, where it's tough to get rid of some of the other species. It's good to have a lot of walnut because that's really what's going to be driving the value at a place like this. So I got a few sample plots started, and got a lot to do yet. So I'm going to get back to work. This farm has this giant bottom. Those are cottonwoods, but walnut, bunch of walnuts. A lot of walnuts scattered down through this bottom, which is pretty cool. The ridge is primarily red oak and white oak, and then the bottoms are junk timber and walnut. So pretty neat. Love seeing it. Well, we hit the mother lode. Bunch of walnut down here, and I'm talking nice walnut. Wow. Pretty nice veneer grade. Love to see that.